Hey guys, I've got some great news.
Did you finally find a pair of pants that are short enough in the legs but wide enough in the waist?
No, they don't make those. But the North American Friends Movie Club has a new sponsor.
This pleases me.
I can finally afford to put butter on my toast.
Oh no, Brent. Have you been eating dry toast this whole time?
Yeah, I've been eating dry toast every morning for a year, and the roof of my mouth is a war zone.
Brent, when you're done reading this ad, you'll have the butteriest toast in Nova Scotia City. I've just sent over the new scripts, so let's record this perfectly on the first try and then we can start the show.
You got it.
Ready when you are.
This episode of the North American Friends Movie Club is brought to you by Industrial Goo,
Airplanes.
Snowblowers.
Ferris wheels,
What do these machines all have in common?
Industrial Goo.
Goo.
Industrial goo. Did you know industrial goo is used in the production of almost every product on Earth?
Even some products that might surprise you.
I don't know, guys. I'm looking at a teddy bear right now, and I don't think there was any goo involved in creating this handsome fellow.
She thinks there's no goo in a teddy bear.
She probably thinks teddy bears just fall out of a coconut tree.
I don't think that.
Oh, Kate. Dear, sweet, naive Kate. Of course that bear has got goo in it.
Cute little plastic nose, Kate.
And the adorable little plastic eyes, Kate.
There's goo in the plastic recipe and goo in the machines that make the plastic pieces.
Okay, but what if it was more of a handmade bear, like an Etsy bear, and the eyes and nose were made of fabric instead of plastic?
Do you have any idea how much goo is required to fabricate a sewing machine?
No, that's why I'm asking. You guys don't have to be so rude and patronizing about it.
Oh, Kate. Teeny weeny itty bitty silly Billy Kate. Every sewing needle ever created is practically dripping with goo.
The smelting machines need goo. The mold pourer needs goo. And don't even get me started on the milling process.
It's Goo City in the needle factory.
Okay, I get it.
Do you though? Because it sounds like maybe you don't.
Repeat back to me what I just said.
It's Goo City in the needle factory.
Say it like you mean it.
Yeah, say it right or we don't get the money.
It's Goo City in the needle factory.
That's better.
We're only hard on you because we know how much you can achieve when you put your mind to it.
I know, you guys are the industrial goo that keeps me accountable to myself.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I didn't say thank you.
So remember, if you need a goo for industrial purposes, choose industrial goo.
It's the only goo that's made for industry and business.
And don't you dare take it for granted.
Goo makes the world go good.
Great job, guys.
The goo people are going to love that.
I agree. Let's start the show. This is what it sounds like when we do a podcast. We're currently doing one. You're listening to the North American Friends Movie Club, and there's a little secret about our personalities in the name of our podcast. And you might notice that Friends comes before podcast. No, it comes before Movie Club.
Yep.
Friends comes before Movie Club. So I got to ask my two little friends, how we doing?
Not too bad. I got an earache, but I got a couple things to say before we start. Nate, you sound extra velvety today. You sound like a chocolate fountain at a wedding that's covering a nice strawberry or marshmallow.
Oh,
You got that
that's
velvety
nice.
voice.
I got that morning voice.
Yeah. Second off, I should have led with this one because this is the most important thing. Happy International Women's Day to everybody, all the
To
women
Nate.
out there. Yeah, I'm an ally. All you guys are great, just as good as us, if not better. Parts are better, that's for sure. And third, Nate, my goodness, you did such a great job with season 2, with the logo, the music, everything.
We're-
And I want to thank you.
Well, thank you. I worked hard on it, and I was very proud, actually, of our first episode of season 2. Especially, I played piano music behind us singing that jingle, and I was so fucking proud of myself. Made me laugh over and over again every time I listened to it.
I am still waiting for my check from the stomach pills to clear.
Stomach pills.
Stomach pills.
You have no idea how much I said that out of the blue, out of nowhere, for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, no, I really like the new intro song because it's like giving Western.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's like, I just am obsessed with it. You did such a good job. And I absolutely noticed how you did that with the jingle. It's just, you're a real talent. You're a real genius. And I hold you
Ooh.
above Brent and I. And
Why can't we all be?
because we're not. Because we're not. We're not equal.
No,
Okay.
we're all equal, especially on International Women's Day. We're a 3-headed hydra, a Cerberus, a turkey sandwich, a Taylor sisters.
But I think you have the middle head. You're the top of the triangle. You're the middle head. You know,
Yeah,
Brent and I are
I
on the
agree with
side.
this.
If we were men's genitalia, you would be the penis, and Brent and I would be testicles.
Oh, that's
Like,
nice.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. You're welcome.
My little
And
balls.
the intros. Yeah. So yeah, International Women's Day is good. I got a story. Gotta wait for the dog to stop barking though first.
Well, you need to ask if you can tell us.
So here's my story. It involves our little furry friend Eddie. Eddie got into some hijinks this week.
He's been pretty well behaved lately, or at least we haven't been hearing about his evil.
He ate my hat I got for Christmas, which was disappointing.
The black one?
Yeah.
Just he ate the part that snaps.
There's no
So
food in there, Eddie. It's just snaps.
Oh, it's so dumb. But that's not even the story. But that's mild compared. So I go to work on Wednesday. So this, to preface it, you guys know that on these last couple of episodes, I've complained about snow prison. Snow prison then melted into my basement, and
Water prison.
lots of water to clean up. Yeah, water prison, Water World. Kevin Costner. Ever hear of it? Movie podcast.
Yeah, nice.
So I go to work. Thank you. I go to work Wednesday. I come home, and I open the door, and right away I know something's wrong because Clark is up in the corner of the couch looking nervous because he knows something happened.
Oh, no.
Eddie got into Ellie's, or my deceased dog that died last January. Eddie replaced after Ellie. He got into her ashes.
No.
Yeah, he spilled a little bit of them, which is just terrible
Yeah,
all the
it's
way
a tough
around.
day.
Desecration.
Just a little bit. I think he knew that he was fucking around with spirits and gods.
He
and
got the fuck out of there.
realms. Yeah, and so he stopped. So that I'm like, oh no, Eddie, that's so gross and weird for you. It's like cannibalism. Did you eat any? Anyway, but as that's happening, I hear a high-pitched hissing sound. And I was like, what is that? I glance into my kitchen, and the cupboard underneath my sink is open. He dragged everything out. But the line that runs from the fridge underneath the floor, running up and hooked up to the cold water to provide my fridge with the ice maker and water, he took a bite into it, and his tooth poked a hole in the tube, and water was shooting out for hours.
Put him
And
down.
my kitchen,
Put him down.
my kitchen was flooded, and it all went into my basement, because that's where the hole where I drilled the hole to run the tube. It all drained into there, so I had to go back down with the shop vac and suck up a bunch of water after I cleaned up my dead dog's ashes.
It's a really rude thing for your dog to do. I gotta be honest, he's being pretty rude.
I don't like Eddie. I don't.
No, we're gonna take that back. And
No, we're
there's not too many.
not.
No, there's not many things I don't get. I get fired up about.
He hurts my friend. You're my friend,
No,
and his behavior is
Brent's
impacting your life
no,
negatively, and I don't
no.
like it.
he's looking at Brent's looking at you like when they said something about Brad Pitt's mother, and everybody like the music stopped and all the guys like were staring at Jason Statham. That just happened right here, but with Eddie.
We don't listen. Ultimately, it's you guys know my theory on dogs. I just want them to enjoy themselves while they're here
Mhm.
because they're not here for
Do you
very
think
long.
he's enjoying himself?
Yes, obviously. He got make a mess. He
Dogs
got
that
some water.
misbehave are not enjoying life. That's what I would argue.
Hot take.
Well, this is contentious.
Yeah.
Um, but that's Eddie's latest bit. He desecrated a dead dog and caused a flood. He is 14 pounds of just excitement, I tell you.
Better you than me. That stresses me out. I would
you
not.
you would have put the dog down, would you?
No.
I don't think I would be. The dog would be in a kennel while I was not at home. The dog would
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
have free reign in my home at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should look into that.
I mean, Kate would have come in hot if she had just gone through all of that. Like, you were pretty laid back about the whole thing. You're like, well, he desecrated a grave and flooded my house, dog stuff. Like,
No.
you were pretty chill about it. Kate wouldn't have come in that way about it.
I wasn't happy at the time, but I just kind of just put my head down and it's been a week.
It's been a week.
But other than that, people have it worse than me. A little bit of water, you suck it up and you live.
Fair.
How are you doing, Catherine?
I'm doing fantastic because I leave tomorrow for sunny Florida.
And what's going on in Florida? What's the move?
We're just vacay, just doing some
Ooh.
hardcore vacay with my sister. You might have heard of her, Jamie.
Jamie.
And
So you guys are going to like the beach and stuff?
yes, so Jamie and Ted have rented a home with a pool, and they invited Jules and I to come, and so we're gonna
What
go
about
down
Nick?
there.
Is Nick going?
No, Nick actually he's there now. He's in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, taking his sons to see the Thunder versus the Miami Heat, which is his son's favorite NBA team. So
Which
he's
Miami
in
Heat's his favorite?
Oklahoma and I'm in Florida. So
My goodness, just the jet setters.
but this
Donald
is what
Trump
we do.
and Marla. Donald Trump and Marla.
Oh, fuck you.
Because they're always
How about Brad Pitt and Angelina?
Sure.
no,
Sure.
no, no.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Okay.
No, you're not flying private though.
Beyonce and Jay-Z.
No, this ain't Texas. So, are you going to be posting pictures of your vacation?
Only from the belly button up and neck down. So just
Yeah, well, that's basically we're cutting the middleman out.
Yeah.
I don't got it. Keeps me from scrolling.
Go straight to the source.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure. It's not going to be super warm. It's going to be warmer than it is here, but it's not going to be like hot, but it'll just be nice to like be around the ocean and where it's sunny and yeah, I can't wait. And I can't wait to just not be at work. So I'm going to turn off all of my work notifications and it'll be the
Nice.
first time I'm taking
Nice.
I have not had a vacation from my private practice in a couple years, actually. Like, I
Mhm.
don't even take off time during Christmas. So this will be the first time I'm not seeing private clients in a very long time. So
That's awesome. Well, have a great time and
Thank
keep
you.
us posted.
Yeah,
What's
and I would
happening.
like to record down there because it'll just be like vacation Kate recording. Like,
Throw Jamie on for a little bit.
sure.
We can talk about movies.
Well, and we know finally we don't have to follow any more child labor laws because of schooling, so we can get Jules to like 10 intros in a row, just like break every labor law there is.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I do want to mention that I will miss my sister Jennifer. I wish she was going, but she lives in California, obviously, and not able to attend.
Mhm. And do you have
But
any
she deserves a shout out.
do you have any like events or like are you like something that you're like we're gonna go do this and we're looking forward to that, or is it just more like we're just gonna go chill?
There are no events. However, I think we're going to do a bonfire on the beach, maybe, which is
Ooh.
something I've never done, which sounds really awesome.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. Yeah.
Have you done that? Can you do that in Nova Scotia?
Yeah, that's like a summertime staple.
God.
Bonfires on the beach. You just lay there. You have some adult beverages. The fire's going. You could throw what we cook mussels on there.
Mm.
We wrap potatoes in foil and just throw them in the fire and then eat
Sure.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I am looking forward to so the house that we're staying at has 6 bicycles, and I'm looking forward to being like a bicycle girl
Sure.
while I'm
Mm.
there.
Two-wheel Kate.
2 wheels, Kate.
Katie Spokes.
That's right. Nate, what about you? I Katie Spokes. Coins a city, which is the best thing I've ever said in my
It
work.
was
my
really
life.
good. That was
Uh,
a really good Kate.
Thank you. Nate, when I was listening to our last episode, you were talking about your 7 weeks of working out. And I think at this point you're reaching week 8.
Yep.
What have you noticed about your physicality? Any changes in
Yeah,
it?
definitely. Like my arms, I never lifted weights in my life. I did lots of sports and athletic stuff and baseball and jujitsu, but I never lifted weights. So this is the first time where I've been deliberately lifting weights, and my arms are getting huge. Like I'm
Yep.
getting ready for the shower, and I'm looking at myself and say, is that a statue of a Roman god? Is that Zeus?
Yeah.
Am I looking at Zeus right now?
I know you joke about that, but has it helped your self-esteem?
Oh, 100%. Especially
That's
because
awesome.
I'm feeling so good about continuing. Like I'm not burnt out or trying to find excuses not to do it. I'm more like, oh no, I'm just going to do this until, like, my goal is at least 1,000 days in a row. If I can get 1,000 days in a row without having like a sick day or an injury or something, that would be a huge success. And I feel like if I just keep doing this for 1,000 days, I will be yoked. It's gonna happen.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. I
It's inspiring.
it's been a very positive change for sure for me. I'm glad I finally got my shit together, because the pandemic took it out of me, man. Like it really did. I think I gained like 30 pounds since COVID happened, because I just kind of sat here and played video games the whole time. So yeah, it's been
That'll do it.
been good. And
I gained weight from just being off last year.
I gained weight from chocolate milk and
Mhm.
donuts and
Mhm.
eating poorly and being sedentary.
I do
Yeah.
have a chocolate milk update as well. So you obviously inspired me to drink normal chocolate milk. We've been talking about that. But then I was at the store the other day, and they had a special edition chocolate milk at the store. It was called old fashioned chocolate milk.
What?
It only comes in 1 liter. They don't give it to you. You can't get it in 2 liters. They're like, this shit's too good for 2 liters. It'll probably kill you. So you got to get it 1 liter at a time. This shit is so delicious. Do you know what it tastes like? It tastes like a melted fudgicle. It is incredible. It was so fucking good. I can't wait till I go to the grocery store and get another liter of this old fashioned chocolate milk. Oh my goodness.
You call it a fudgicle?
Should I have said sickle? Fudge sickle?
Yeah.
Like a Grim
Yeah, I
Reaper?
don't
I
like
liked
Fudgicle.
fudgicle.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Well, Brent's right, because I wouldn't say creamicle. Oh, I would say creamsicle.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. The 2 things I called out so far is Now Putting Eddie Down and fudgicle.
Fudgicle. Fudgesicle.
Let's tighten it up a bit.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
truly, I didn't realize how bad I am at talking until I started editing this podcast. And then I realized that sometimes I forget to just like keep having my voice be loud to the end of the sentence. So I'll sort of start a sentence where I'm got a full voice and I'm saying all the words, and then by the end of the sentence I just kind of fucking fall out. And I'm like, oh wait, you have to say everything out loud. You can't just start with the idea and hope everybody else fills out the rest for you.
I wonder if everyone is bad about talking, but because they don't have a podcast, they don't realize it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very impressed with my talking.
You
Oh,
do.
your camera just turned on, Brent.
Yeah, I know.
Hello.
Hello. I don't. I not self-conscious anymore about stuff as that I used to be 2-3 years ago. I don't
Just
care the way
wait
I
until you're
sound.
in your 80s. I just did a session today with
You
an
think I'm gonna make
89-year-old.
80s?
Yeah, why not? I
Okay.
mean, you'll be bedridden probably, but
Yeah.
you'll be with us, and you'll just be
Okay.
so wise. Like,
Oh,
old people are just so wise.
no, they're not. They're full of shit.
A lot of them are very wise.
Most of the wisdom. Okay, here's a take. Most, I'd say, probably 85% of the wisdom and advice and things that old people share or come up with nowadays can easily be fixed by internet connection.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Do you got to accept?
We don't need old people anymore. Yeah, we don't need old people
Oh,
anymore.
I
I
kinda
can't
do-
with this.
I kind of do agree.
No.
Brent's winning me over.
We
because
don't
of YouTube.
need it. We
Because
don't.
of YouTube.
Here's another take. We don't need school anymore either.
Lost me. I
Oh
was
my
with you, but
God.
then you lost me. Yeah.
How?
Because like,
How?
What?
I mean, school. You learn a lot of different stuff at
No.
school,
Like what? Like what?
like about precipitation.
Easily Googleable. I could teach. I could go from grade
Weather?
primary through 12 quicker with just an internet connection. That's 13 years of your life. As soon as kids are able to log on to the computer, that's when school should start.
Brent,
And they
you're
could-
on a slippery slope to Christian fascism, okay? And I want you to pull
What
it
does that
back.
mean? What's that mean?
Because they're all arguing for like how we don't children don't need public school and parents need to like I get it. You're right.
What kind of teeth did George Washington have?
He had a mix between wooden and slave and animal teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And we never learned that until the internet.
Good point.
Before, in the books, it was just wooden teeth.
Mhm.
We're teaching the kids all the wrong things. Let them go on the internet and learn. Just like we don't need old people. Old people advice, we don't need it. I
That
don't
is
need to know
not
how.
an opinion of the North American Friends Movie Club. That is only an opinion of Brent Murray and maybe even Nate, but it's not me at all.
I would say this is how the opinions break down. Kate's a hard no. Brent's a big yes. And then I live in this wonderful twilight world of not having children, so I don't truly care about the future. So I'm kind of like, well, let's see how it plays out, maybe. Or if we decide we're going to keep the kids in school, I'm like, okay, keep them in school. I could go either way. So we've got all the opinions covered.
I
Thank
got
you.
2 things to say before we move on.
Okay.
If I wanted to know about trains 30 years ago, I'd have to wait until an old person came along and ask them about trains.
Have you heard of encyclopedias? Have you heard of books? What are you doing?
That's caveman style. Nowadays, it's much easier with the internet connection. Second, what was my second point?
Yeah, you don't have
See,
one.
you ruined it. You ruined. I was on a roll. It
I don't
was
think you were.
Old people in trains, and then was it about school again? I don't know. I forgot the second. It was going to bring home
Probably
the
should have
point.
gone to more school. You would have remembered.
It's like we heard you transition from a young person to old person in real time on this podcast. It happened exactly in between those two answers.
I don't want to get rid of old people. Old people deserve life too.
Just ignore them. Is what you're saying.
We just don't need them for knowledge-based
Sure.
terms. We don't
Who
need
is
them. We just don't-
arguing that this started because I said that older people have a lot of wisdom
They
because
don't though.
and that is what we disagree on. I don't think that you talk to a lot of elderly people.
Yeah, you do. Think about it.
You take their blood, Brent. You don't talk to them.
Don't take blood. I don't take blood. I don't know
Okay.
why.
So when are you speaking to elderly people?
All the time. They're around everywhere you go. There's an old person
Are
giving
you
their
actually speaking to them? Are you saying hello or how
Not
you doing?
anymore. Not since the internet, because I don't need that.
Mhm.
To
Oh
speak
my
to them.
God. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Hot takes. Hot takes to start
It's
the show.
true. It's true. Old people aren't wise anymore. All their facts are
How
wrong
would you know
because
you don't speak to them?
everything that I'm considering myself as an old person. If I
You
start
are not old. You are not
if I start-
elderly.
if I start giving my kids the knowledge that I learned from school before the internet, it's a bunch of lies and wrong things.
You are getting knowledge mixed up with wisdom. Those are two different things.
Oh, okay.
Wisdom
Kate's
is
winning
the
me over.
fool's. No, wisdom is the fool something. I can't think of something to go with it.
Exactly.
Wisdom is not good. Wisdom is overrated. The only thing I'm worried about is the facts.
Brent is very anti-wisdom.
I am. Wisdom is
My
what makes
God.
someone wise.
A mix of emotional maturity and patience.
Experience.
Experience. Yeah, emotional
Perspective.
maturity and experience. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. My thing to sum this up is, as long as there's internet, we don't need anybody to give us advice. And I'm bordering on, we don't really need
All right, Elon.
doctors anymore.
Okay. You're
Okay.
going real hot take. You're going lava take.
Well, I mean, for mild things, we don't.
You need
we
a
just
warm
Google.
cup of chocolate milk, Brent. I feel like you're elevated. You're really rolling here. I think
I
it's
got
probably
an
because
earache.
your dog ate another dog, so you're
Mm.
in a triggered state.
It's my earache, I think.
I will go on the record and say that I'm glad that a doctor did my open heart surgery instead of a guy who watched a YouTube video. So I will go on the record and say that I appreciate.
Okay, yeah,
that.
of course. That is fine. But I'm just saying, I could probably have a long, successful career as a family practice doctor, only using the internet.
Look, now I'm not going to disagree with that because you could take care of a lot of stuff. If it's like splinters, throw
Yeah.
a cast on. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
do like if they should have a job that's like medicine handyman. It's like he's not quite a plumber, he's not quite an electrician, he's not quite a doctor, but you know,
A jack of all
yeah,
trades
he
kind
opens
of
up a
guy.
box and he's got a tensor bandage in there and some like sinus pills. Like he can take care of some basic problems for you.
Sure,
I'm
but
not
but
disrespecting
hold on.
doctors.
But a truly wise person knows that they don't know as much as they actually do. You know what I mean? Like,
Ah.
so Brent going in
Just
there, someone
now,
has an infection, it turns out to be cancer, and then Brent never practices again. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, he
that
would get
happens
sued.
all the
Yeah, he would
time.
get sued.
That
sued in
happens
the
all the time
ground.
with real doctors. I'm just saying, if I wanted to be wiser, I could Google 10 wise sayings and say them. And they're like, oh, that guy's wise as all hell. Oh, Al Murray over there. Look at him. He's wise as shit. But yeah, I could have a family practice with, as long as I had an internet connection, I could do it for at least 30 years.
The one thing old people have to teach us that is unfortunate, you can't really learn it. You just have to it has to happen. Like a caterpillar can think about becoming a butterfly, but it's not a butterfly till it becomes one, and that's they don't give a fuck. And we could all use a little bit more of that. Like it would be pretty freeing to just not give a fuck at all about what anybody thinks and make all the noises you want, have all the different smells you want, and just be like, yeah, I'm old. I don't give a fuck. What are you gonna do? Speaking of,
If you, speaking of, if you have knowledge, let others light their candles in it. A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer; it sings because it has a song.
oh, okay. Did
Would
you
if
Google?
we never had this discussion, and I said those two things, Kate would immediately say, "My God, you're wise today,
no,
Brent."
I wouldn't. I would be like, what are you reading, Brent?
Speaking of asking people what they're reading, why doesn't someone tell us what movie we watched this week?
Well, I think since
Well, we watched your movie.
yeah,
Oh
I
yeah, it's
think
my
whoever
turn.
picked the
We
movie should
watched
say it.
we watched the 2000 Guy Ritchie movie starring a bunch of cool cats and kittens. No, not many
Oh
kittens.
no.
I
Not many
like
You're
that
kittens
the
when you
though.
think
lady.
I like that though.
think about it though. Was there a woman in this movie at all?
Do you think kittens are women and cats are boys?
No, dogs are boys, cats are women. Cool cats and kittens. Yeah, I do. Um, Snatch.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the movie we watched, and it stars Brad Pitt, Jason Statham, a bunch of people. We'll get to them all. And Catherine, why do you tell us about the movie Snatch?
Okay, this plot is very
Oh yeah.
complicated. So
Mhm.
so I'm going to do an overview, the high 30,000 foot view of this film. Then it starts with a gang of robbers who are dressed like Orthodox Jews, and they steal an 86-carat diamond. And then someone steals it from them, and then there's
Then there's a
it's just a
boxing
bunch.
promoter.
Yes, I was getting to that. There's a boxing promoter whose boxer gets injured, so he has to find another boxer. And there's all these different storylines that intertwine. Some of the names of the people are, the main character is Turkish, played by Jason Statham. Then we've got what's Brad Pitt's name? Mickey.
Yeah.
Mickey. And then we've got the Butcher, and we've got who else? Boris
Bullet
and
Tooth.
Frankie. Bullet Tooth. There's just so many different people. And so finally at the end, there's also a dog that plays a big role in this film.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the film, Turkish Jason Statham ends up with the diamond, and it is sold back to the people it was stolen from. Right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to the whole story.
It's tough.
Why? Listen,
Do you want to try? You
I'm
wanna
not trying
try?
to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just I've seen this movie one time, so.
okay, no, I get it, and I think we'll explain what I meant by that as we talk about our favorite parts. So why don't we talk about our favorite parts, or any parts of Snatch?
I think that's a great idea, Brent.
You know how I talked about when we watched movies that we loved as like we saw 20 years ago. Like White Man Can't Jump was horrible the second time around.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I was petrified because I've been saying this is one of my favorite movies for years, and after I watched this, my God, this is a film.
It's a great movie.
This may, and I know this is going to be unpopular among people, this is probably a top 5 movie ever made.
Okay. Okay. I mean, when you get into top 5, it becomes very like subjective. So I'm not gonna say that's crazy. It probably wouldn't crack my top 5, but I think it's fantastic. It's really fun and different.
Yes, I really enjoyed watching it. Yes, it
It's
lost me
so
for a
fun.
little bit, but the ending brought me back.
It's so fun. There's so many good characters. Just a crew. This is a crop of people
Mhm.
together. What a bunch of nut screwballs.
Yeah, I watched this movie in the theaters in 2000, so I would have been 15 years old or something like that. And so this hit the exact buttons that it needed to hit for me when I was in the theater, because it was like novel. It's not really like anything else. There's obviously influences. There's like Tarantino in there, and even a little Marty Scorsese, this gangster stuff. But you guys know how I feel about movies that are like, we're a movie, and they really lean into being a movie. And within the first like 5 minutes of this movie, it is just establishes itself as like, we got narrators, we've got camera work where they're doing that security video shot where the camera's following them through the building by switching screens on the security cameras. Then the credits start and the screen is spinning and the names are coming up and there's freeze frames. I'm like, oh, we're watching a movie right now. Like,
Yeah, you're at the movie.
this isn't a play they filmed. This is a fucking movie here.
It's not, and it's like it doesn't take itself so seriously, which I like.
too.
However, it is such a smart, well fleshed out story. It's hard to have multiple things like that and bring it all together for it to make sense. I love it. I can't say how much I love this movie.
Well, that makes me hate it.
No,
I know, I'm kidding.
here's a little thing that I think we should dispel for people. People will probably listen to this and they'll get like access to our lives like an hour a week, and they probably think, "Oh my God, Kate probably hates Brent." But it's far from it's
Do you
it's
think
not
so?
true at all.
I don't
Oh,
think
for
people
sure.
think I hate you.
Oh, for sure. But I think Kate and I have been friends for 10 years, same as Nate and I. We all met together. We are the best of friends. We
It's
respect
true.
and love each other.
I
It's
believe
true.
that
And
Kate being comfortable enough with you to get mad at you is a sign of your friendship.
Mhm.
Because
that
Yeah.
is 100% true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't get the privilege of me being mad at them
Mhm.
because I don't give a shit about most people.
You don't waste your time.
I don't. Other
That's
people's
right.
opinions are none of my business.
Kate would just go, "Oh, that's
Well,
interesting," and one of your hot takes. But if
Mhm.
Kate goes, "No, you idiot, you stupid idiot fool," that's
You
like
piece of shit.
that's love. Yeah, that's love.
yeah. But people wish they had someone call them a piece of shit.
So I thought I had seen it, and then I maybe had watched like part of it, maybe at somebody's house in college, and not paid attention to it, and then I got to like halfway through it, and I was like, "Oh, I've never seen this." And then I was so delighted by the end, and it helped me like it more because initially I was like, "This is too convoluted for me. Like there has to be some kind of payoff." And I
Mhm.
liked how it became kind of like time is a flat circle. Like
Mhm.
no matter how the criminal element always kind of folds back into itself. And I loved the part where the guy kept shooting the guy that wouldn't die. Like,
Yep.
oh my God, the hallway
Yep.
scene, that was so good.
I
Who was the guy that wouldn't die? Was that
Boris the Blade.
Boris
Boris?
the Blade.
Yeah.
I love like big characters. I really do. I think there's lots of subtle filmmaking in the world that's great, but I'm kind of a theater kid. I like big bad guys and fun bad guys, and there's so many huge characters in this movie that are like not believable if you're trying to make this be like a gritty, realistic London crime thriller, but it's so much fun to watch like a guy named Boris the Blade with a big scar on his face and a Russian accent, and he won't die no matter how many times you shoot him. Like it is really fun. Like
Yeah, exactly. And they're all the characters are like that.
huge.
I will say earlier on, there was a lot of camera movement, and I
Yes.
wrote that a lot of movement with the camera makes an old lady dizzy. Like that
Mhm.
Yep.
gets me a little.
That's the 2000s, though, baby.
I
Yes,
know.
you're so right. And it's that music video too.
Oh.
It's like this is 2000 music video cinematography. My first three notes are: we love a narrator because it starts with a narrator,
Yep.
and everyone here likes a narrator. Then it says security camera shot is good. My next note is, but then too much spinning. They spun it there was too much spinning after that. They needed to calm down a little bit.
Oh, just think back to any Prodigy video, like
Oh, yeah.
Firestarter. Yeah,
Yeah.
you might as well just put that song on during the whole first 5 minutes of this movie.
Well,
Like,
and
you couldn't get out any more 2000s.
And that song, I promise you, we could look it up, is the same exact song that they have in Ocean's 11. And there's like
Probably,
a very similar vibe between this movie and Ocean's 11 and the music specifically. And then I looked up, and the music people are not the same. Like they're not. I don't know.
But it has a lot of that like upright bass, boom, 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 boom. Like you're gonna get that in Ocean's 11
that's
too.
it.
You know, like
And there's this whole scene where it's just jazz flute in the middle of the movie. It's just
Yeah.
jazz flute.
Yeah. I had a good joke. What was that? Oh, I'm going to do it. It's not going to be the same, but I got sick of people talking about Dune 2 yesterday. So I said, I'm going to watch Dune 1 and see what all the fuss is about. And here's my impression of Dune 1.
okay.
I don't want to be the leader.
I mean, he's
I
not
feel like
wrong.
I've seen the movie now.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
They would say something, and then that music, you know the music I'm talking about.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just someone making that sound. Then that's my impression of Dune 1. The sausage gag where Turkish asked how long on those sausages, and he said 2 minutes, and then he waits 5 minutes and asks how long, or waits 2 minutes. It's like, what about those sausages? He's like, 5 minutes.
Mhm.
That was great. I love that.
Especially that it's very silly, unimportant, but since
Mhm.
I like stuff like that. That the only reason it's
me
there
too.
is a laugh, Like there's that
Just the
character, we never
guy
see him
blonde.
again. We don't learn
Yeah.
his name. He's not part of the movie, but there's just that gag. And then they don't oversell it either. He just says like 4 minutes and you just kind of see the like Jason Statham like, another guy fucking me around. Like,
Yeah, you
yeah.
told us that 5 minutes ago. That was like a joke that the writer just had to get over for himself. Like that was just for daddy. That was just for me. I had to get it
Oh,
out of my
no.
brain
Mhm.
so I can never say it again. And that's
Mhm.
and I love that stuff. I realize that when I'm on a roll talking, especially around my friends here in the East Coast of Canada, we are I'm too close to sounding like a pikey.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
my.
Oh yeah, Brent. You know I
yeah,
was
and
thinking it.
Nate knows, yeah, and we are very pikey adjacent. It's not great.
Like there will be people from the East Coast here who've come out to work and they'll like I'll be at the grocery store or something in the checkout and they'll say something and I will literally have to just like guess based on the
Yep.
situation and the time of day and the age of the person. I'm like, I think they said, "How are you doing?" It might have been how are you? How you
How's your
doing?
day doing?
The problem is we here say bye a lot. Like
Mhm.
bye is a term to describe a person. And then I noticed that
What's
the
it
pikey
mean?
say like just person. Like, hey, bye, what's up? How you doing, bye?
Like boy?
But it's not
We say
gendered.
no, it's not gendered. It's like, go away, bye, leave me alone. Like that means like,
Okay.
that's bye is just referring to the person. And then the pikeys did it. And then I'm thinking like, why? And then I'm like, okay, Nova Scotia means New Scotland.
Mhm.
Scotland is over there. Pikeys are like Scottish English. So it all makes sense in the end.
There's definitely that Irishness, like the
Yeah, boy.
yeah.
Good boy.
I was watching with subtitles, and there was even parts
Yes.
where
It said
the subtitles
unintelligible.
it doesn't know what they're saying. Like that's pretty funny.
That's what I was gonna say. There was a part where Brad Pitt said something, and I'm like, I have no clue one word of that sentence.
Like not one.
So
clue.
I had to Google the scene, like, what does he say here? And it was a scene where he was hung over and Turk was just trying to get him ready for the fight. And then he was kind of like passed out and he wakes up and he screams out, "Ay." And I was like, what did he say? And he said, I have to take a shit.
Hmm.
And I was like, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I just couldn't figure it out. One of my favorite gags was the getaway driver that can't drive, Tyrone.
Good bit.
Yeah,
Love it.
and then they keep what's his name? Four Fingers in the back of the
Frankie.
lorry. Frankie
Yeah.
Four Fingers.
Well,
I liked the gag. Did you go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I interrupted. You go.
So there was also, I don't know if you guys noticed this. So Boris is on the phone talking to his brother, and he has a mug that says "I love Moscow." And then the next scene is Avi talking to Frankie on the phone, and he has a mug that says "I love New York."
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious!
I liked that. I liked
That's
that.
great. That's
Because
great.
whoever has a mug that says "I love Moscow."
It's
I thought it was funny.
there's a lot of gags and slapstick in this movie, which it was actually a really nice transition after watching Casino, which is so serious, so real. Like
Yeah.
there's a little bit of funniness in Casino, but it's also grounded and gritty and like the hammer on the hand. You know, we went over all that last week. And then to watch this one, you could have two crime movies in a row and get kind of bored,
This
but
is so
this one's
much
so
lighter.
different. Yes, it's
Yeah.
like
And
a
probably
palate
just
cleanser.
as much yeah, and not probably less violence, but still a lot of violence.
It's
the
just
way
It's
so
a
much
very
sillier.
violent movie. It's
Right.
just done in a like slapstick, funny,
And
like
you never
haha
see
way.
anyone die.
Like when Boris the Blade pulls that butcher knife out of a holster and he's just like
Yeah.
whistling as he chops the guy's arm off, and like you don't see it, it's just played so goofily. He's just like doop 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 boop boop. I liked the gag with the door when those guys rob the bookies and then they're stuck in the door and they just it was a push door instead of a pull door. Like it's so silly and it's so simple, but you're just like, yeah, what a great stupid
And
So
then
funny thing.
dumb.
having Avi fly and get to London so quickly, like he was talking to what's his face, about Frankie going to the boxing match. It's going to be gambling involved. He's like, well, I'm going to London. And then like he's arrives in time for the fight that night.
Yes.
Even though there's like a 4-hour time difference.
Yeah.
And then to end the movie the same way with him like doing that fast flying thing. I really like that.
Yeah.
I also really liked how this taught me about replica guns, and I need to make sure that my airsoft rifle is more convincing.
Yeah, you can't write Desert Eagle on the side of it.
I should.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's really interesting what sticks with you from a movie, because when you brought up Snatch last week, immediately I had the memories of the security camera shot that I talked about, and then that Desert Eagle shot where they zoom in on the gun and show the lettering full screen. And it's just so interesting how, like, after not seeing a movie for 15 or 20 years, that will just, there's these little moments that stick out so much. And this movie, like, if you told me Casino, I don't think I would have this like visual Rolodex of images that I have connected to it as nearly as much as this movie. So he's got something cooking here that's different and special.
I forgot how much I like Guy Ritchie movies, and I'm going to revisit his entire catalog, I think.
I forgot that he was married to Madonna.
Yeah,
Yep.
it almost ruined him because he did Lock, Stock, which was a big indie hit. Then his next movie was this one, which was a huge hit. And then he did his movie with Madonna where she's like on a beach, and it was like, it made like $400,000 at the box office. It was like a fucking
yeah, I remember
travesty.
that. Yeah,
Like, it was bad. It almost ruined him. And he's had such a bizarre career afterwards where he will have these huge flops. He had a couple after that Madonna that were horrible. And then he did that Sherlock Holmes series, which made like $2 billion. And then he had a
Yeah.
bunch of flops. And then he did the live action Aladdin, which made like $700 million.
That's
So he's
wild.
just like, this guy's taking, he's either striking out or hitting a grand slam. That's the only two modes that he operates in.
He's going hard.
I think he does whatever he wants to do and he doesn't care, I guess.
I think you're right. Yeah.
And that's I think a good way to be. What was I have a big finale of my notes I want to talk about when we end the notes, but I like the fact that everything was connected, even though that a lot of people in the movie never talked to each other. Like when Tommy threw out Turkish's milk, it hit Bullet Tony and car,
Yeah.
Avi's car, and then they crashed, and then it resulted in hitting Boris.
Yeah, that's
Like 3 different storylines come together. I like that. That stuff tickles my brain.
and they did it not, it's pretty clean. Like, there's a lot of movies that have kind of tried to shoehorn the stories together, especially after Pulp Fiction. Like, a lot of people tried to copy that, but it doesn't work very well usually. There's always something where you're like, but this movie is silly enough and it has a silly enough tone that all of that stuff completely seems plausible in this universe. You're like, oh yeah, of course. That totally makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
This movie reminded me that I used to own nudie playing cards,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
that
did you?
yes, that I purchased myself, and that when Juliet got old enough, and I had to hide them, and now I don't know where they are,
Mm.
and I miss them. There was like full frontal nudity on the nudie cards, and it was all men. It was just naked men.
Oh, it's male nudity.
That's
Oh, man.
different. That's much different.
Why
yeah.
is that much different? I'm a
Oh, there's
heterosexual lady.
I know, but there's nothing more jarring than flipping over the ace of spades or like the 8 of clubs and it's a big dick.
And this was like late 80s.
I would say it's jarring just because I was imagining naked ladies, and then you said that, and so it was jarring just for a second where I mentally had to switch to penises. So I was like, oh, okay, cool.
I think we can all agree that the female form is much more attractive than the male form.
I think that's
Can't disagree.
that's unique to what your preference is.
Sure.
I think we're all beautiful.
Nice,
Okay.
Kate. Nice, Kate.
Speaking of being all beautiful, the next note I have is when I first saw this movie, one thing that always stuck with me and will forever stick with me is the pigs going through 2 pounds of flesh every 8 minutes.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Isn't that incredible?
Yep.
It is incredible. And
Like,
it makes me think about my friend Andy and her husband Bo listens, and her family owns pigs. And I'm like, what's going
well,
on up there in Iowa?
oh, Iowa?
What kind of criminality?
But you also probably in the back of your mind, you're like, I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket in case I ever have to
Exactly.
do it or use that, you know?
If they have more than 16 pigs, then there's probably some kind of thing. Just keep an eye on Andy and the husband. That's all.
I had a question about unlicensed boxing matches as well.
Uh-huh.
Brent?
Um,
Who better to ask than Nate and I?
wouldn't it be obvious that they're fixed? Like,
I mean, I'd be highly suspicious of any unlicensed, even licensed boxing. You gotta in the wrong situation. You gotta keep your eye out on who's betting on who here.
I'm going to let everybody in on a little secret right now. Here's a hot take. I would say the majority of sporting events are fixed
Oh, that is a hot take.
across all sports. You name a sport, and I could throw out an example of how it was fixed.
you just said most sporting events are fixed.
Yeah,
Do you actually believe that?
100%. Boxing, I would say 75% of the fights are
Ooh,
predetermined.
Golf.
okay.
Golf? No.
Oh, okay. How about basketball?
100%. Tim Donaghy, referee, point shaving. Great documentary.
Curling.
A lot of things are fixed. But yeah, I don't know. I talked myself into a situation. You threw me off with the curling comments. I was
Yeah.
like, how did they fix a curling match?
Exactly. He's trying to think about weighted brooms and stuff.
Anything with finesse, I don't think is fixed. Like golf, curling, lawn bowling, they're not
Okay.
fixed.
Darts?
No, not fixed. Because you can't, it's hard to like do that. Like do like finesse things.
Hmm.
But team sports,
You got
especially
one
football
guy.
and baseball and basketball, one guy could say, fuck it, I'm not trying today. Or, hey, it's, college sports, it's all fixed. Gotta be. It's gotta be.
Why?
I don't know, because it's impossible to have that many people from that many different areas with that much money involved where people don't try to take advantage of it.
See, that is the best point you've made so far. It's just like money, whenever money is involved in anything, the opportunity is pretty commonly taken advantage of. Like someone who's like, hey, I could make some money by doing this. Like they usually do.
Like the Tim Donaghy thing, the basketball referee who was influencing games so he would hit point spreads. That was all run by him and 2 other dudes.
Yeah. And they
these
fixed
3
it.
jokers can do it.
Yeah.
And do it successfully. You're trying to tell me like government officials and people from other countries aren't trying to help get things fixed?
This movie supports your point too, because everybody involved in the story of this movie is basically doing what we're talking about, in the sense of like, there's this diamond and everyone's like, well, I could get some money if I get that diamond. So I think I'll do some crime. And like, there's 20 different people doing 20 different crimes to try to get the diamond. And none of them are communicating with each other. It's just our like human nature to be like, I want the big diamond. I would like that.
Anything with money involved is I can't trust it.
The one thing I didn't like is, so this movie does like a decent job of like the people who are really bad guys kind of get their comeuppance, which is very satisfying. And the good guys, things kind of work out for them, which is also very satisfying. But I felt like I didn't like the guys from the pawn shop getting caught with the bodies. I feel like
I didn't like that either.
They, to me, were on the same level as Guy Ritchie and Brad Pitt, where I'm like, no, they're good guys. They're in over their head, but it should have worked out for them too. And I didn't like thinking like, oh no, they're gonna go to jail for the rest of their lives. Like that's not fun.
I don't like that at all, and I never really picked up on that my first time that I watched it, but yesterday I did. They're so lovable. But I
Yeah.
guess someone has to take the blame. I saw something really ridiculous that someone said that it didn't end well for Turkish and Tommy and Avi because Avi's stamp in his passport at the end means that he got caught at the airport with the diamond and everybody went to jail. I was like, that's
No.
so stupid.
No.
That didn't happen. That was
No.
the most ridiculous theory I've ever heard in my life. And whoever said that, you don't know. You're just saying things just to be interesting like I do.
Yeah. But you don't have the talent that Brent has for
Yeah,
it.
I've
you
been
know?
doing this for 41 years, bud. I got this shit down. I just said that Russia could possibly be affecting curling matches.
Yeah, he's got Brent.
So-
Yeah. Come when you're at Russia's influencing curling levels of this shit. Like there's
Yeah.
levels, bud.
Yeah, don't run. You can't run with the big dogs. When you're ready to talk about getting rid of schools and doctors and old people, come to your boy Brent. That's when I can give you the opinions.
Speaking of opinions, let's talk about Brad Pitt for a little bit.
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay. No one's been dirtier in the history of film than Brad Pitt was during the fire scene.
Oh, he was
Dirtier.
filthy,
Physically
sooty.
You could smell him. How did he get so dirty?
Mm-hmm.
He's
His
from
underwear.
Missouri. So he's
Mm.
got a Missouri boy in him.
They
and
grow
that's why
up
he's
quick and Festus.
That's
Yeah.
right. You get a little white trash on you and it never comes off.
Him wearing the leather hat and smoking darts in the ring is so fucking funny. Like
is very
truly
funny.
fucking funny.
Smoking cigarettes and doing any sport is hilarious.
Oh, you're playing third base with smoking a cigarette? That's hilarious. You're right.
I used to date a guy who would smoke while he was he was playing kickball and he'd kick with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Hell
Love
yeah,
it.
dude. Hell yeah, bruh. That's a fucking man right there.
Yeah.
He had a hairy chest.
Yeah. That's like a
I-
character from the Bad News Bears, dude. Like, that's-
Exactly.
Brad Pitt has never impressed me more in any film that he has in this one. It's such an odd character for him to play. He's always playing like the handsome, good-looking, suave guy. This time he's playing a guy taking a shit by the car, pikey, gypsy, boxer, and he still looks amazing.
Is
Very
this
attractive.
Is this Jennifer Aniston Brad Pitt? I wonder if he was married to her during this.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But here's my point where I want to talk about why this is my favorite movie of all time. And it's 100% because of Brad Pitt and the final boxing scene
Mm-hmm.
where he's supposed to go down in the fourth and he doesn't. And he comes out to Fucking in the Bushes by Oasis,
Okay.
which is the ultimate pump up song.
We haven't talked about how much you like Oasis in the new podcast, so I'm glad we're
We
covering this
haven't.
ground right now.
Oasis is my favorite band. I'm obsessed with how cocky and amazing Liam Gallagher is.
Mhm.
I've always loved Oasis since I was 18, maybe. Favorite band, amazing. But Fucking in the Bushes is one of those songs that just pumps me up. It amps me up. I get super hyper. And when you have that song playing, with Brad Pitt coming out, bare knuckle boxing, holy fuck. It's so well shot, edited. It's amazing. It's my favorite. My favorite movie scene of all time is that.
Okay.
Like, fuck the Titanic. Fuck any other movie
The
that
Titanic.
where Leo falls off the ship and drowns. It's the best scene in the history of film. And I know I say a lot of shit
Mhm.
just to say a lot of shit.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just to seem interesting, just to have a take, just to whatever.
For the
But
people. You do it for the people.
For the people. I make myself look like an idiot for the people. However, I will stand on this hill. I will fight whoever wants to come at me. You bring any movie scene in the history of cinema to me, and I will tell you why my scene is better than yours.
Okay. My favorite thing that Brad Pitt does in this movie is how they're all like him and his brothers are always huddling. I found that like there's something very funny about having a conversation with someone and then they're like, oh, okay, just 1 second. And then all the brothers huddle around and they're
When
yeah.
Gorgeous
Exactly.
George knocked him on his ass and all the brothers picked up the fence that he was laying on to
Yeah.
get him back up.
Brothers.
So good. So good. Pike, you steal the show. Is everybody got their points out?
The only note left I have here is I just wrote down the word smorgasbord because I feel like this movie's a smorgasbord. So I wanted to say that into the microphone. So one more
And
time.
I wanted you.
Smorgasbord.
I
Oh.
think you made that word up.
Smorgasbord is a layout of food. Like you could choose from all different
Yeah.
kinds of food.
Nate's saying Borg, not
Oh,
Borg.
okay.
Smorgasbord.
You're like the Swedish chef right now from the Muppets. It's Borg, not Borg, Swedish chef style. Since we got all the notes out of the way, would you guys like to take the official trademark copyrighted Snatch quiz?
Yes.
Yeah, bye.
All right, so this is the official Snatch quiz. 7 questions of pure snatchness coming at you. Are we ready for question number 1?
I'm so ready.
Ready, sir.
Vinnie Jones, he played Bullet Tooth Tony in this movie. He used to be a footballer, which is a soccer player. What team did he play the most games for? Your choices are Chelsea, Wimbledon, Leeds United, Sheffield United. Nate's going first.
I'm going to guess Wimbledon.
I'm gonna guess Leeds.
He played his most career games by far for Wimbledon.
Ooh.
There's a scene where we're in Boris Blade's office, and he's on the phone, or he's talking to Freddie. I forget who he's talking to. Anyway, there are cat statues on his desk. What breed of cat did Boris have on his desk? Were they a Siamese cat statue, Sphinx cat statues, Himalayan cat statues, or just your plain old orange cats?
Garfield's.
Catherine Garfield's.
I'm going to say Sphinx.
It's the only kind of cat that feels different from other cats other than the Sphinx one. No, I'm going to stick with Kate. I'm going to say Siamese cat.
No, Kate said Sphinx.
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to say Siamese cat.
You, that little thing at the end saved you because he had statues of 2 Siamese cats. I know. I'm going to mess up the pronunciation of this word, but when we're introduced to Vince and Saul at their jewelry store, Goldie is who plays, I forget the character's name, tries to pawn off a diamond, and Vinny tells him that it's a moissanite or moissanite. It's not a real diamond. Moissanite. What is the difference between moissanite and diamonds on the Mohs scale? A diamond rates 10. What does a moissanite score?
What does this score mean?
It's the Mohs or Mohs scale, I guess, and it's hardness.
Oh, okay.
Is it 8.75, 9, 9.25, or 9.5? Moissanite on the scale of hardness. Diamonds 10. What's a moissanite, Nate?
I'm tempted to pick the lowest one, but that doesn't seem like what you would do. So I'm going to go 9. I'm going to say 9.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick the lowest one.
8.75.
Mm-hmm.
A moissanite is a man-made diamond. It scores an impressive 9.25.
Gone forever.
Wow, Brent.
So you're both wrong. I'm on there. Gone forever.
What's interesting is when they mentioned that, I looked it up because that's a kind of gemstone I would get, like,
Mhm.
because you can get like something giant for less money. And
Mhm.
I have a friend who has one, and it looks exactly like a diamond. Here's the only difference: if you look at it, it reflects all the colors of the rainbow, and diamonds will only reflect clear.
Hmm.
So that's one way to tell the difference if you're out in the community.
Question number 4. Mickey's first boxing opponent with real gloves that's shown in the movie gets introduced after Mickey. What was his nickname? Was he the Wild Man, the Madman, the One Punch Gun, or Clubber?
The guy who was fighting Mickey or Mickey?
No, the guy who was fighting Mickey in the
And I guess
boxing ring.
Madman.
Then I'll guess Wild Man.
He was the Madman. Something Madman Clubber.
Okay.
All right.
Turkish, played by Jason Statham, is always drinking milk. We do get a scene that tells us what type of milk he's always drinking. Is it skim, 2%, full fat, or 1%?
I mean, he's a trim fellow. This is a skinny Jason Statham before he started doing HGH.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he looked great. He looked like it was actually interesting because he kind of plays like a guy these days who's like the toughest guy in the world and he'll beat everyone to death. And in this one, he kind of plays a guy who doesn't get his hands dirty. He's just kind of a soft,
Yeah.
skinny guy. It's interesting.
Yeah. Only one didn't break the law, really.
Skim. I'm gonna say that trim figure. He's drinking skim milk.
Okay.
I'm just going to guess my favorite kind of milk, which is 1%.
My man, Jason Statham, always drinking the milk. Probably explains why he's bigger now. He was on that full fat job.
Gone forever.
If you pay attention, there's the scene where he was making tea for the gangsters. It says full fat milk. And when Tommy throws his milk out of the window, it says full fat milk.
And you can tell
Ah.
because those milk fats really coated the windshield. If that would
Yeah,
have been
like,
skim, it would have
you're
been
right,
Yeah.
clear.
Kate.
It wouldn't
You're
even
so
crash the
right.
car.
Shit
Wouldn't even crash the car.
blown right off, evaporated before it even hit the window.
Milk science.
That's why she's wise.
That's why she's
Milk
wise.
science. Boris the Blade had the I Love Moscow mug, and he was Russian, but he was actually Uzbekistanian. If you look up at Uzbekistani on the map, to the right, what sea is close to Uzbekistan?
Devilish.
So we're looking for the sea to the right.
Carmen San
Uzbekistan.
Diego ass question.
Now this question is not. So if you're in Uzbekistan, you're looking to the right. If you're looking at a map, it's not that way. So what's to the real right of Uzbekistan? Is it the Caspian Sea, the Aral Sea, the Bering Sea, or the Laptev Sea?
I'm going to say Caspian.
Bering? Did you say Bering was an option?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
We're looking for Middle Asian seas, and the correct answer is Caspian.
Folks, we are tied up 2-2-2.
Wow, we got
What
a
a quiz.
snatch on our hands. I know. Caspian.
What a tight snatch.
What a tight snatch.
Okay.
Woo, woo.
I
Question
can
number
say
7.
that.
Yeah, you can say it.
It's-
100%.
we can say
That's
it.
exactly what was going through my mind. I said neither of us are gonna do it, but if you want to do it, that's your right. On International Women's Day? Yeah, that's your right.
You can say it. At the very end of the movie, the dog swallowed the diamond, and the vet found it. They found the diamond, a squeaky toy, and what was the third thing the vet pulled out of the dog? Was it 3 bullets, a watch, coins, half a shoe?
I'm gonna say half a shoe.
I also am going to say half a shoe.
That veterinarian pulled out a squeaky toy, a diamond, and half a shoe. Congratulations. We have a tie right now, but we never do ties.
And I'm so glad I remembered to be strategery, even though I already knew the right answer.
Yeah,
So
I
it
tried
works
to
both
trick you
ways.
by hesitating and being like,
I
oh, no. No, I knew it was a shoe. I
know.
knew it was a shoe.
We'll come up with...
I hate our tiebreakers. I wish we could change them, but I know we can't.
Listen, if you come up with a new idea.
I have one right now. So I talked about the twins. I got the motor running. Teena and Nicola.
Mm-hmm.
How old are they right now?
Right now?
Right now. Closest to, including going over, wins.
Okay. I'm gonna guess they are 48 years old.
Okay.
I'm going to say 42.
The Collins twins, the sisters, are right now 46 years old. Congratulations, Nathan. You're only 2 off, while Kate was 4. Nate wins the official Snatch quiz. It's an interesting strategy to win that quiz on International Women's Day, but you did it, bud.
I'm not ally behavior, that's for sure.
No,
I should have said 70.
You did it.
Congratulations on your win.
Yeah,
Thank
there
you.
you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
I did math in my head. I was like, this movie's 24 years old, and they looked about 24. So that's how I guessed.
May the sun always shine to your back. And
Okay.
may you
Keep going. Finish the toast. Yeah, finish the toast. May the sun always shine on your back.
May the wind be at your back and the sun where you want it.
Okay. May the wind be back. Okay, new shirt. May the wind be at your back and the sun where you want it. Okay. Nice poem, Kate.
Thank you. Trademark.
Would you guys like to hand out some gold medals?
Only if we can give out the bronze and silvers with it.
Okay.
Who's going first?
I'll go first. I gave my bronze medal to Bradley Pittance. Brad Pitt gets my bronze medal.
Ooh.
There's so many fun people in this movie. Benicio del Toro almost got it because he is being he is the accent he is doing. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, but it's so funny. Yeah. But Brad edges him out because of his crying scene. When they burned the trailer down and they killed his mom, he did real acting for like 5 seconds of the movie where you're like, oh no, he does look really heartbroken and sad and sooty and tears. So bronze medal for Bradley.
Very good. How about you, Catherine?
I am going to give my bronze to, I don't know necessarily how to pronounce his name. His name is Rade or Rade Šerbedžija, who is Boris the Blade.
Mm-hmm.
What a great actor. He's just very good. And he gets my bronze.
He's awesome, Kate.
When he doesn't die is very funny. My bronze is going to Mr. Jason Statham. Much more enjoyable character he plays back then than now.
J-Stat.
Yeah, I think the last Statham movie I saw was Crank, and that was just, oh my God, that was bad. He was very enjoyable as Turkish. He didn't take himself too seriously, and it's nice to see that. Jason Statham, bronze.
I gave my silver medal to Alan Ford, who plays the big bad guy here, the brick top who feeds people to the pigs. He has a couple of monologues in this movie that he did a really great job, and he is a very believable, scary bad guy. So I liked him. I liked him in his glasses.
He was scary. My silver goes to Stephen Graham, who plays Tommy.
Tommy.
I don't know why. I just liked him. I think he's a little cutie pie. So he gets my silver.
He did great. Especially, I like that part where he's like, holds out, they come and break all the slot machines, and then he pulls out his fake gun to stop them.
Was it fake?
Or the gun that didn't work.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And then he says something funny. He's like, You want to find out if I've got the minerals?
The
Yeah.
minerals. Yeah.
That's funny.
My silver is going to Alan Ford, Bricktop.
Hell yeah.
Just
Mm.
all the stereotypical stuff, weird hair, bad teeth, Cockney accent, weird sayings, feeding people to pigs. Can't miss. Gotta love it.
Hell yeah.
I gave my gold to, and I'm going to struggle like Kate here, but I'm going to do my best. Raid Šerbedžija. That's how I'm going to say it. Šerbedžija. Raid Šerbedžija, who's Boris the Blade. The most funnest character in this movie.
Mhm.
He's funny. He's menacing. He's like a little bit goofy. He was just. I was actually upset after when I looked at his filmography. Like, why hasn't this guy gotten to be in like 20 movies? Why wasn't this guy in a James Bond movie? Like, what the fuck's going on here? He's so good.
My gold goes to one of my favorite actors in anything, which is Dennis Farina, who unfortunately died in 2013. I didn't realize that.
Hmm.
He's also Walt Miller, Nick Miller's dad in New Girl, and he was on Law and Order a lot. And he plays Avi, and he just is he I know he plays similar actors in a lot of things or similar characters, but he has such an ease to him. And like
Mhm.
you feel like I feel like I know this man, even though I don't know this man. And so Dennis Farina gets my gold. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Dennis.
My gold medal is going to Performance of a Lifetime, Tour de Force, Juggernaut. Should have got an Oscar. If not at the time, he should get one now. As like a redo. Mr. Brad Pitt playing Pikey. The Pikey. It's honestly probably one of my favorite characters. I see a lot of my friends in Mickey. And he just does so great. Like, hey, here's the Hollywood sexiest man. We're gonna make you a gypsy. You're gonna talk gibberish that no one can understand, and you're gonna steal the show.
Mhm.
Oscar-worthy performance, Brad Pitt.
And I just think it's fun that he saw Guy Ritchie's first movie and then he called him and he was like, hey, if you want me to be in a movie, I'll do that. Like, that's pretty cool for your second movie. If Brad Pitt calls you and he's like, hey, I'll be in your movie. I bet that felt pretty cool.
And he
Yep.
was sexiest man alive in 2000.
See, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Well, he looks great in this movie. You know, he's got cool tattoos and he's just a kind of a cool guy.
So he was 37 when
That's
this
how old
movie
I
came
am.
out. Look at you.
Would you guys like to give this movie a rating?
Oh, I sure would.
The script for this movie. What did you guys think of the script for this film?
I'm going to say that it's maybe slightly overwritten, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a 9.
Ooh, I like it. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
go ahead. I think the most things we say on the show is go ahead.
Yep.
We always
Good. Hey.
10. Oh, it's a 10. All these different timelines coming together, and then a dog saves the day. Oh, come on.
I think this is Guy Ritchie's best movie, and especially since every movie is basically the same these days, it's really rare to have kind of a surprising, quirky film. I'm gonna go with you, Brent. I'm gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 10 myself.
Thank you, Nathan. You want to change your score, okay?
I don't.
The art direction in this movie, the props, the costumes, the sets. What did you guys think of the art direction in this movie?
Go ahead, Kate.
I don't know. It's gritty, right? So
Mhm.
it's a gritty film. I don't know. I'll give it a 9.
I'm gonna give this movie a 10. Big characters with big costumes, big personalities. Very 2000s London. Not that I would know what 2000s London is, but it seems like that's correct thing to say at this point. 10.
Sure. Um, this is tricky. Well, let me think about this. The costumes are pretty fun and the filmmaking is pretty fun, but it does look a little dated at some points, like we pointed out with the music video, spinning cameras and stuff. But overall, I think it's pretty damn good. So I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. The music for this movie featuring Brent's favorite band of all time. I wonder if there's any bangers in this movie. Brent, why don't you start us off? Are there any bangers in this movie? What do you rate the music?
I think we know the
what's
answer.
going to happen here?
Oh, there's 2 bangers, and they both come at the end of the movie. Fucking in the Bushes by Oasis during the bare knuckle scene, the culmination of the whole movie. This song sums it up, ties it in a pretty little bow, and then the credits, that song, whoa, 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 that song?
Don't know what you're talking about.
You guys even watch this movie?
Mhm.
Remember the credits? Huey Piano Smith? Hey, 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 hey. Don't you just know it? 10.
I was gonna give it a 9. But now I heard that song and I don't like that song, so I'm gonna give it an 8.
Oh, actually cost
Oh.
yourself a point there by playing it. Interesting.
No, I know. I see what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's happening. I'm not stupid.
I thought the music in this was fun. I liked the jazzy flutes and the upright bass. I liked I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to give this music a 9.
Let me be clear on the fact the music whiffed. You could have done way better songs, but that Oasis scene is just too perfect. 10.
It's a crime comedy film. This is a crime comedy film. As a crime comedy film, how did you guys feel about it?
I really liked it. This is my real beef with it, is that I think to really enjoy it, you have to watch it more than one time. So that's why I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
I can't do it. I was gonna give it a 9. I can't do it. It's 10. It's so many crimes, so many comedy. 10.
I
Nice.
think I'm going to actually agree with you there, Brent. I think as
Thank you.
far as crime comedies go, I can't think of many. And this is funny. There are funny, interesting moments, lots of crimes. I'm going to give it a 10 too. I'm going to give it a 10 as well.
Thank you.
And then if you had a friend who liked
Mhm.
movies about money, that's the
Mhm.
theme of the month. You might have forgotten. It's that March is for money. If you had a friend who liked movies about money, what would you rate this movie? How much would you recommend it to them?
So we talk about money in this film. We are not
Mhm.
seeing as much money.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give it an 8.
I am a homer for this movie. I've given every single category 10s. As far as it fits the theme of money, it's an 8.
Yeah, I would say one thing that a lot of crime movies have is how much horrible shit happens over not that much money. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like a lot of crime movies are like, and for $15,000, they killed 8 people. And you're like, what? Like, get a fucking credit card, man. Like, what are we
Right?
doing
Yeah.
here?
Rack up some debt, man.
Like seriously, like you gonna murder for 10 grand? Like, okay. So I'll follow the lead on this one and give it an 8 as well. You know, they got a big diamond. That's probably worth a bunch of money, but they didn't even say how much the diamond was worth.
That's a good point. I was just wondering how much that 86 carat. I mean, that was a beautiful gemstone.
But I want to know what the I want to know what it's worth, and then I also want to know what they'd actually get for it because it's stolen.
Yeah.
So you got to get a discount on that thing, and I wanted those numbers.
That's a good
I wanted to hear
point.
those numbers. This movie gets a 45.5, which is a very good rate.
I'm
Ooh,
extremely happy with that. Extremely.
Yeah,
45.5.
and it was a blast. That movie just rips all the way through. There does not drag really. It's he probably won't do any better than this. This is probably his as good as it gets for Guy Ritchie.
This might be our only movie rated. No, there's only one other movie that's rated a 40, and this 45.9 was Back to the Future. This was a 45.5. We don't have very. Oh, Home Alone was a 45.9. Oh, Castaway was a 45.6. So this is just basically like Castaway.
Perfect.
Fair.
And now it's time for me to choose the next movie.
Always exciting.
What are you gonna do?
I have two written down, and I'm literally trying to decide right now. I
Talk
still
it
haven't made
out.
my mind up until this. Well, there's two options. There's each movie features an actor that I love for different reasons. One of them features a fantastic actor named Denzel Washington. Have you heard of him? He's pretty good at acting. And the
He's
other
up and
one
coming.
features one of my favorite actors of all time, and I've just decided now that I say that out loud that it must happen. That actor is Alan Rickman. And the money movie that Alan Rickman stars in is all about $640 million in untraceable bearer bonds that Alan Rickman is trying to steal, because the movie we're going to watch next week is Die Hard.
This is extremely exciting.
What a good mix.
Somebody told me that to do Die Hard. One of my friends. So Alex, here you go. Here's Die Hard.
Don't live soft.
Die Hard.
Right.
Is that a thing from the movie?
No, I just made it up.
Can we make a deal though?
Yeah.
Can we not do as a Christmas movie thing?
Yeah, no, we're not.
Well, we can't.
That's
We
part
just
of the
did
reason
it.
why
We're
we're doing
doing
it
it.
now. We're
No,
we're taking this off the board. We're not going to pretend it's a Christmas movie. We're not doing that.
I don't like that discourse. It's tacky.
Ho, ho, ho. What does he say? I can't wait. My dad went and took me to watch this when I was in kindergarten.
Oh, the lob. That's way too early for
Yeah.
Yes, it was. And then
Die Hard.
I went back and did show and tell, and I talked about it, how he pulled out a piece of glass from his foot, and on it was written "Die Hard" on the glass. That's what I said. I remember it so distinctly that I lied.
You made
about
that up, right? That doesn't actually happen.
yeah.
Okay, good.
But like no other kindergartners knew.
Can I be honest with something? I've never seen it.
Oh.
I don't think I've seen it.
I've
kindergarten.
seen it. I've seen the one with Samuel L. Jackson in it, where they do the puzzles. That was great.
Oh, that's very good. That's a good.
I never
movie.
saw the original one. So that's
Is
fun.
that Die Hard 2?
I think that's
not Die
3.
Hard.
I think
I
that's
think it's 3. It was really good.
Okay.
The
Well,
Germans.
good choice.
Yeah, Nate. You did
The
not do that part.
Germans.
The Germans. You scared of the Germans, Tommy?
So I guess that means all that's left to do is say goodnight, Kate.
Oh, good night again.
Good night, bye.
They've got the building.
They have already killed one hostage.
They've got the odds. They've got his wife.
No!
Now, he's got one night to get it all back.
You really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay. Bruce Willis in 40 Stories of Sheer Adventure. Die Hard. Rated R. Now playing in selected cities. Starts Wednesday, July 20th at theaters everywhere.
They will eat bone like butter.
Oh, they'll go through bone like butter.